presenting Squad Locker as my final project. This application was designed for esports gamers that want to play NBA 2K with other talented people that have a similar play style to theirs. And so we helped consolidate a bunch of statistics and play style information into a centralized place where people can connect with other gamers through a web application that will automatically link them on their PlayStation 4 or Xbox as friends so they can play together. So we'll start by walking through the sign up process. So if we click here, be directed to create an account. Once I do that, I'm greeted with some basic information. These are pretty much just public profile information here, and they all have defaults. This is the integration component. This is how we are able to actually connect individuals on their PlayStation 4 and Xbox, and you have to enter in your credentials, and then we have a program on the back end that will connect these individuals on a separate platform. Then you select your position, whatever you're going to play, what type of archetype you are. This is sort of the avatar that you're playing with, what his skill sets are. This is, whoopsies. This is how far you have progressed in the game. This is your play style, so this is how you choose to use your avatar. Enter your basic statistics. And you create a new player. So when I create a player, I'm greeted with my home screen, and this is where I interact with other people that have sent me requests to join their team or asked if they can join one of my teams. Currently, I don't have any teams, but we'll go ahead and create one in a second, and it'll show up on our left. Right now, all I have is an incoming squad invite. Looks like someone has already found me, and they've invited me to join their team. So this is kind of their profile background image, and this is where I can get a little bit more information about them and connect them. So if I select this, we'll be paired automatically on our third-party gaming platforms, and also show up in a friends list here. So if I want to create a new team, it's pretty simple, very similar to the other sign-up process. Create a team name, enter how many wins, how many losses, a tagline if you want something, the different type, affiliation. These are general basketball principles that let everyone know how the team as a whole goes about strategically trying to compete with other teams. And here you can add other members on the site, and they will join your team. Once it's been created successfully, you can redirect back, and now we'll see that I own team 1 here in the left-hand side. Statistically, when I'm viewing, another player or another team, there's a core set of information that people are okay. My apologies, still work in progress. So this is where you can go find other players. This is a sort of a list of players that you can search and filter by. And then you can either add them as new teammates directly from here, or you can click and you can go visit their profiles. Once you see this kind of information about these different players, you get a sense for what they're good at, and how they play the game. When we did our user testing, we really tried to see if people would understand this workflow intuitively. We built it this way because in the long run, it's the fastest way to get all of this done. But it didn't seem that people had too much of a trouble like grasping it once they got it. But it was a little bit hard to pick up in the beginning. So the next step here is we want to build a sort of a walkthrough tutorial that explains the first time you log onto the site exactly what you need to do. And then the second thing is people had a hard time kind of finding where the like really important things were. So we tried to kind of put these buttons here and make them pretty visible. Originally, the add team button, for example, was like a big green button that was like up here right in the right corner here where this orange button is. But we decided to, I guess, move away from that because for whatever reason, despite the fact that you'd think that a big green button would be a good indicator of where the primary action on the page was, people weren't seeming to find it. And so we kind of moved to this orange color scheme. And so far that seems to be working slightly better. The other thing that we did is on the homepage here where there are these sort of actions that you have to respond to. Originally, this was kind of buried underneath here below the rest of this information, spread out in a different block organization. So a lot of people are having a bunch of trouble figuring out how to get access to this and how to respond to different things. And so we added these kind of like really obvious, not very pretty looking badge notification things, but that seems to get the job done. And we also moved it up so it's the first thing that users see on the screen. So cool, yeah. I wanted to present kind of what I built finally. Sorry, it's a little buggy. I wanted to be able to kind of walk through the whole process, but I'm having a little trouble with the whole Ajax form submit. There's a lot going on here to actually color code everything and to have all different kinds of relationships between players and teams. And so I'm trying to nail that down with Laravel. But cool. Oh, yeah. The last thing, one of the things we also tried to do, and these aren't there yet, but we wanted to make the imagery on the site represent exactly what the type of player would play the game like. So, a ball movement coach, this will be, an image of a coach at some point. 3-point shooters will be an image of someone shooting a 3-pointer, rebounders, rebounding, etc.